What's up? What's up? It's time for Done Way Past Funny with your host, G.D. Fenderson. Join us as we take a look back at the early works of seasoned comedians before they were seasoned with this week's guest, Alice Croydon. It's time to get down and get dope with Done Way Past Funny. Hi, I'm G.D. Fenderson, certified forensic humorist and host of Done Way Past Funny. Thank you for joining us as we continue our interview with actress and comedian Alice Croydon. Enjoy.
What were we talking about? Oh, the Comedy Store and the lessons it taught me. Okay,
Right.
and the puzzle and how the Jackson 5 Commandments were born. I wanted to appear with whoever wanted to tour with me, and I decided, I came in very convicted with my convictions and what I believe in politically, and the way I'd like the world to open up to world peace. But I realized that I don't always have all the answers, and I wanted to appear with whoever wanted to be with me, whether I agree with them or not.
Right.
They're still funny. I'm from that school where I'm like, I've showed up to laugh. I haven't showed up to be correct.
Right.
Like, if I don't agree with them, I'm going to laugh at them. Why am I going to let them steal my happy? I got 2 hours to be happy before I got to get back to the bank, So my puzzle would be, like, how do I create an act that involves everyone and anyone? Token misogynist, come aboard. Roast my titties. I'll have my time on stage, motherfucker. And there's the sacred thing that goes back to my material, and who cares? It's not an insult. So what do I do? How do I do that? And I realized that music brings us all together.
Yes.
And as I was driving up La Cienega to Sunset Boulevard, on my way to the Comedy Store, Jackson 5 Commandments just dropped in front of me. And I was like, oh, that's it. This is the religion. This is it. And now I have different segments of the Holy Book, which I call the Riot Act. And because that's an English law in the books that says that if 12 or more people are gathered in protest of a monarch, that monarch can send out soldiers, and the soldiers will read them the Riot Act. This is England, and then
Right.
have like a half hour to disperse before it's a ballroom blitz. And anyone who's left after that time rumbles with the authorities. Germany still does this every May Day, and that cracks me up. And then they wait at the bar for their friends to get out of jail. But very, very funny. Or at least Berlin does that. So I was like, oh yeah, Riot Act, the Book of JC, not Jesus Christ, Johnny Cash. I wear this plaque for those who died thinking that the Lord was on their side. And I can pass down the musical messages to the different generations.
Right.
And they don't have to understand that song. They understand the jokes around this principle of living. And then they have adopted this teaching. You should teach your children well. In the name of Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and Young. Can't we all just get a bong? And so it became like a real thing for me. The original Jackson 5 Commandments, I'll go over them really quickly, are thou shalt Tito, and we'll get back to that. Sometimes you Tito through the tulips. Tito's is a top shelf vodka. And then, international music lovers, Tito Puente. But we'll still return to Tito. Very importante. Also, thou shalt moonwalk and make it look easy, like J.D. Fenderson does, checking his notes on his water bottle. Thou shalt Mama say, mama sa, mama pusa, or makusa. I don't know, but I think the subtext is, thou shalt try to learn another language besides English. Just try. That's all we can do, like Janis Joplin taught us to. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo domo. Boop, boop, boop. Igpe Ottenley. Donde está el baño?
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?
Yes, yes, yes. Amen, women, amoebas. Right? Or thou shalt control, as Janet Jackson taught us.
Yes.
She's really the sixth Jackson 5, much like there was a fifth Beatle. And then number 5 is thou shalt beat it. I don't care if you're entering adolescence and you're a young person enjoying your wand of genitalia. I don't care if you are a chef and you've just gotten the brunch shift, or if you have bombed for 20 minutes over your time opening for Dave Attell. You will get over it. I don't care if you have survived the genocide in Gaza and gotten a passport out of there. You will beat that PTSD because no one needs to be defeated.
Well, when you start your church, let me be there.
All right, GD. I've got some really good things. I'm in talks with the Church of Satire to do some stuff.
I just started doing.
I saw that you were booked there. Can we talk about Jim Bryan for a minute?
Sure.
Okay, but no, talk about what you did.
Well, Jim had reached out to me. It's funny now. I have not been booked at his club, but he reached out to me because he wanted to do Thursday nights. He wanted some Thursday night comedy there on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
And so he asked me if I was interested in doing something on a Thursday night. I said, sure. He says, I want something unique though, something really different. Because he has stand up on Fridays and Saturdays, regular stand up. And that's I got different. I got different. I said, you've come to the right place. I've got different. And
excellent.
I remember I have others. I've had other show ideas that other comedians locally have actually tried to steal. They just screwed it up because they don't have my vision for what the whole thing was. So
right.
I have a character that I do, Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll.
I love that character, by the way.
Thank you. And basically, he is the darkest, most irreverent side of me, because G.D. Fenderson is actually respectful of life and people, and even if I don't
mothership.
Yes. So I believe in now, even though the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll and I both have the same goal in life, and that is to bring people together and enlighten them that we are all in the same human condition. It's just that he's a little more vulgar when he does it.
Right. Everyone has their own language. When I was I belong to a number of religions in actual life, and I don't really see the difference between being religious and not religious. You still have to walk a path.
Right.
But when I was being saved by born-again Christians that signed up for my comedy open mic, and they were the only audience and performers that came besides me, I really do believe that I was saved due to certain things that happened. But in the negotiations and the prayers, I was like, okay, man, whatever it takes. But I'm telling you, I'm cussing. And I heard, okay. And then the woman happened to be, this is funny, the woman preacher was a PhD in mathematics.
Your kryptonite.
Yeah, well, yes. I mean, it's not like I hate it. I tried to learn it, and the more esoteric it gets, it's funny, I score higher there. But she had us pray 3 times. I want an audience to return, right? And these are the only people at my friend's falafel shop, an Israeli expat and his wife, Kathy. God bless them. And We bow our heads. And we pray to Jesus. She's leading the prayer. I'm like, yeah, man, whatever. I'm a Buddhist. Whatever. Whatever. Everybody finds their light a different way. Atheists find it not believing anything, which is just fine with me. But okay, we're praying. And raises her head. Oh, we're not saved yet. Okay, all right. We're gonna pray again. So we're praying, and I'm going deeper. I'm like, yeah, all right, please save me. Please save the show. Don't let the show get canceled because I can't pull an audience. I put out flyers. I'll put in a bigger effort. Okay, all right. I accept you into my heart, Jesus. All right. And I look up, and she looks up, and she listens for a minute to the room, and she's like, okay, we're not saved yet. We gotta save her, because I volunteered to be saved. So we go in for a third time. And on this third time, I'm like, Jesus, all right, I'm doing my best here to learn this language. Come in my heart. I'm still going to do stand-up. I mean, you're clearly at my stand-up, and you're clearly saving me. But I got to tell you, while I can be sublime and rated G and like to keep an elegance, I want to reach everyone, and I want to reach that wounded soldier in the working class that needs to get those words out. So I'm going to cuss like a motherfucker. And people don't respect women that cuss like a motherfucker. They respect the men. So it's part of my feminism. And if you can grok that and Mary Magdalene and I can still fuck like a banshee, then it's cool, Jesus. You can save me. And my heart kind of relaxed for like just a moment. And she was like, oh, we're done. She's saved. And and they gave me this certificate. I got a certificate, man. I can prove I'm saved. I'm still looking for that certificate. I found my Catholic certificates, and I got $50 for being confirmed a Catholic. So I also identify as a Catholic too. But that's neither here nor there. And I really do like the born again, straight to the heart, and the personal relationship, because it's very much in keeping with the Mahayana Buddhism that discusses the secret path.
Right.
You got clues. There's a higher messaging, but whatever. It's between you and, whatever. The Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. J.R. Bob Dobbs. I am the Reverend Mary Squared au contraire in that church. And that's what started me in comedy. But it says I know where I'm going when I die. And I think that's excellent wording because, the Buddhists dying and being reborn is the practice. It's
right.
not a religion.
Right.
And then the Christians, they're going to heaven, And I like that it also puts it on you. You know where you're going. And it reminds you to keep steering, which is like a Grateful Dead lyric. Right. Instead of the Book of the Egyptian Dead, I adhere to the Book of the Grateful Dead. Ripple in still water.
Now, I want to ask you real quick. In your inner circle, like family and friends, who's the most difficult person for you to make laugh? So when you hear, I'm sorry, you?
Me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, if I make myself laugh out loud?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, I got gold. If I make myself laugh. My friend Eric Oberthaler, who is a great composer now living in San Francisco. Hi, Eric. He and I had the sit-down treatment. And if we were walking in the late summer in the grass or whatever with our little hippie group of senior high school kids, and we made ourselves... Actually, I ran with musicians. I always ran with artists, but there was a hippie phase. But we made ourselves laugh and stopped in the middle of our walking and sat down and laughed. Oh, wow. We gave ourselves the sit-down treatment. It was the highest honor of laughter. And if I do that to myself, or someone else does that to me, like recently, a friend of mine made me laugh so hard I sat down and he thought I was actually injured and I wasn't. I know I have good gold. And if I can actually get to a place where I don't have any self-critique, it doesn't matter if the audience liked my performance. I know it was good because I'm not critiquing it.
No, I know yesterday I was writing some material for something I did today called critical joke theory. But I was working
I
on it
like
yesterday.
that aspect of your stuff too.
Oh, thank you. And
You're
it's
very
because
welcome.
it's not always meant to be like ha ha funny. It's meant to point out sometimes just absurdity and ridiculousness. But I did something yesterday. I was working on it yesterday, typing it up, and I bust out laughing. And I said, "Oh, I love this. This is because it's recorded. You don't hear. And there's no feedback. Once in a while someone may like but nobody ever says such and such that joke was funny.
I have peers that are difficult to get laughs out of, and they're not necessarily in my inner circle.
Oh, okay.
But I know if they acknowledge me. I mean, just acknowledgement and being allowed to be in their circles tells me that I must be doing something correct. But you know, they're difficult to make. My peers are difficult to make laugh. In fact, Tommy Chong stonewalled me when I was hired to open for him and Cheech at the Maryland policy project regarding the legalization of cannabis. And a billionaire had sat on my notes that day, and Tommy didn't want me to interrupt him and the billionaire chatting. I had gone up from the bathroom and I wrote my notes all over again, and people thought I was going to, commit sabuku on stage, and I crushed and got this standing ovation. But Tommy was doing this technique that I learned that headliners do. I mean, comics don't laugh. I'm a comic. I'm rare, and it's probably problematic that I like to laugh because my laugh is so huge. It can lead and dominate an entire room. And so I like to laugh at comics work because I see the funny, even if it's not executed well. If it's funny, I'm going to give that guy a laugh, and I like to laugh. That's what I'm there in the audience to do. I'm not there to judge. Judging is bullshit in comedy, right? So, I mean, you can if you want, but and I do something, whatever. 50 Shades of Funny, and so where am I in this story about laughing and not judging and
Tommy Chong?
Oh yeah, Cheech was so gracious because I knew the late Marilyn Martinez, who would go on the road with them, and she was in Hot Tamales, and she had just passed from cancer, and I would visit her every night in the hospital and bring her movie posters, and she would be like, "If you could just meet Cheech, he's such an artist. You gotta meet Cheech." And one day I was in LA. I'd flown out from DC to work with the law enforcement against prohibition. It wasn't going well, and I really wanted, another gig. And I was looking at the Hollywood sign driving up Vine, and I said, "Where's that great gig in the sky?" And the phone rang, and it was Mary Patterson saying, "Could you open for Cheech and Chong?" I knew Marilyn Martinez sent me that gig. And so Cheech and I were enjoying each other's company because she had me chat about art in the hospital about Cheech. And so I was speaking with him about his work, which he recently took on tour. And Chong, on the other hand, was very, let's see what this kid has. And they were both sitting in the front row. So I just kept cracking the jokes. I kept imagining having like cracking an egg on. It was just another joke and another joke, and Tommy's like, "It's funny. The entire room is laughing, but I'm not." In fact, he didn't even really smile. He just sat there. But when I got to "In the Name of John, Paul, George, and Ringo," because George Harrison, I think it was a big Cheech and Chong fan. I don't think I'm dropping misinfo on that. I saw, like, from the bottom, this is like the best and the greatest, from the bottom of his DNA, like a Leonard Cohen song, and he started to chuckle, and it sat in his abdomen, and his abdomen was shaking, and then I saw it come up, and then it finally, and I was like, "I got you! I win!" I win. Yeah. So my peers, gosh, Paul Provenza. I've never met him in person, but I think he's just great. And I love Bill Burr. Bill's always been lovely backstage. Joe Rogan respects me, and I wish that I had taken the time to talk with him when I opened for him at the Comedy Store, because he had his cameraman running around, and he tracked me down after my set opening for him to speak with me.
Cool.
And I'm so shy after I kill, or I ran into the bathroom and hid. I'm really, people don't believe me because I share so much, but when I'm actually alone, I enjoy being alone. I'm great company, and I like to keep my energy clean, and I'm very careful about what I do. I have so much messaging and movies and talent that I want to support. So I keep my personal life very quiet because I need to save all my energy for the stage. And let's see, recent mentors, Sylvia Traymore Morrison, God bless her, I love her. Oh, and Daniel Pasternak. I mean, Dan's a professor of comedy. So if I get Daniel Pasternak's approval, I mean, he's an amazing producer. To give you an idea of what he's done, he produced Maria Bamford, Ms. Silverman. She's a gorgeous Jewish American princess of comedy. She hooked Mr. Pasternak up with teaching classes out of a school online for free. And he has Mark Maron on it. He has Judy Gold. Judy Gold. If I can make Judy Gold laugh, she's never been in my audience. She follows me on Twitter. I love Judy Gold. John X gave me free tickets to see Judy Gold. And when Paul Mooney, when Mr. Mooney told this white woman that I was funny and smart, I mean, I attended Mr. Mooney's 50th birthday. I love his mean N-word routine. I'm not afraid to be uncomfortable. I've always been uncomfortable all of my life, and I like uncomfortable comedy. And so at his 50th birthday, when he was doing his mean N-word routine, which is all about telling white people no. It's so fucking funny. I fucking love it, man. It is so funny. Oh my gosh, I think I was one of the loudest laughers. I mean, it's funny. I loved it. And he was just telling white people no, like, mean N-word, can I have a free shopping spree on Rodeo Drive? No. Mooney. I love him. I love what he gave to comedy. And I don't care about any other people's opinions except for my peers. Who else? The Pauly. I'm still ashamed that I have never crushed in front of Pauly. I bombed the 2 times I showcased for Mitzi, but I was good enough to get 2 showcases. And I still want to show myself to Pauly, make it up to him. He's so awesome, and he's so loving of other comics. And then there's Adam Smith of Accidental Chaos. My favorite person in the world to work with is Mia Mars. I hope we make many movies together, but if she tells me it's good, it's good. The fact that you came to me and invited me on this show liking my comedy means more to me than my inner circle. And maybe my comics are my inner circle. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Because I told you I'm shy. I mean, I have my brother, my sister, all of that. Okay, all right. Now, well, John, I love making John laugh, but it's not hard. It's me. In my innermost circle, I'm the most difficult to make laugh.
Now,
I think I answered that in a long roundabout.
I'm gonna put the third segment in, and I have a few more questions.
Okay.
But
there's a third segment. I'm not done.
Yeah. No, there's one more. And
thank you, Adam Gable, for giving me 10 minutes.
Well, if you
Hi,
you don't have to. Technically, it's 7 minutes and like 50 something seconds.
Yeah, I
No,
ran
just
the
say
light.
that.
I didn't know where it was. I forgot where it was, and I was looking at this corner, and I was over at that corner. Okay, let's roll.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
roll.
Thou shalt acknowledge that the girl is mine, motherfucker. The girl is mine. All right, write down that song. Everybody that just didn't laugh. The girl is mine. Now look, that could be gender specific, or I could have named my pussy the girl, and it is mine, which brings up consent issues, and I hope you consent to all these really raw jokes, because raw spelled backwards is war, and I don't want to fight you after the show. All right. Here we go. Thou shalt not stop till you get enough. That's all! That's all you need is enough! I'm not good at math. I needed all of the cool boys to do my math in school. I have more like, thank you, aw. And they were cute too. Well, I've been put out for algebra answers. But anyway, there's socialist math. There's not enough, there's enough, and then there's plenty. And if somebody doesn't have enough, you just don't stop until they have enough. That's it's basically, you know, in case 2 and 2 equals 4, but sharing is caring. And you know, I put the care in the Karen bear. I put the care in the Karen bear. I deal weed to the manager. I have the manager on speed dial. In case you were wondering what I was doing tonight. Oh, there's the light. Okay, I was looking for the light over there. I don't know if I've run it. I'm sorry about that. I love you guys. Number 5 is, thou shalt tell them that it's human nature. I don't care if you're putting boxes into boxes or you accidentally run the light because you love everyone here in the room tonight. Thou shalt tell them that it's human nature. Why? Why? Because we have a genuine menuin coming up with a big fucking heart. You want to talk about a goddamn fucking mensch that'll dig you out of a trench of depression? This motherfucker's gonna bring it to you. He's gonna moonwalk and make it look easy. So please, watch my movie Underbelly Blues. I play a Jewish mother dominatrix that puts her hands together with a genuine heart.
Now, because
Genuine
of
was so funny, by the way.
now because of that,
say, Jake? What did you say?
Also, because of that, the ending of that, I actually have the trailer from Underbelly Blues right here.
Oh my gosh! Thank
Yeah.
you.
So I'm going to put that on, and then I have a couple
Please
questions
do.
for you.
Yes,
here
sir.
we go. This is the trailer for Underbelly Blues.
Okay.
A Tarantino.
Tony Tarantino.
A Tony Tarantino.
A Tarantino film. Production.
Yes. Yes. Here we go.
Hey, my man's I ran out of gas. You need to help a brother out?
You ain't gonna try to rob me, are you?
Are you sure this way to the gas station? What if I told you that I get you a lot of money, man?
I'm listening.
How much is we talking about exactly?
$10 million.
$10 million on a silver platter.
10 million little things in a briefcase.
Can I tell you something that I have never told anyone before?
Tell me anything you want. I need you to steal a little briefcase for me.
Don't even think about it, fuckface.
Now just hold real still, amigo. I don't want to ruin this nice little manicure.
I told you, if this goes south, it's your ass.
Bullshit! I'm home! Oh my god!
No, you just fell out of a window! May I divert your attention here to the Punani Planter? There is a spot open on Saturday night.
Oh god, it hurts so
Don't look.
bad.
Well, you shot yourself. It's not supposed to feel good.
If you move from this spot, I'm gonna hunt down and kill your entire family.
I'm so scared. You know that one song you had? My grandmama just turned 40, so about the bitch of 40.
I brought you science, my friend.
I am cooking meth here, you twunk!
Get in there and cook me my shit, Betty Crocker.
Why, everyone? Because we
Love making soda.
Again.
You like that, honey?
Hot ass.
We're really gonna stand here and listen to the future projections of Stevie Wonder Bread over here?
I'm a gangster rapper. I represent for them real niggas. They got real guns that will bust on your motherfucking ass.
From the father of the director of Pulp Fiction.
I gotta get baptized tomorrow, man. I got a choir practice. I got a solo.
I'm so proud of everyone.
You said that was a $250,000 movie to make?
About, yeah, we bought Technicolor color correction. You know, in the end,
Yeah.
I was I should have known more about the budgeting than was disclosed to me in the final stages, which is, you know, one of the motivating reasons to get my work done.
Right.
But yeah, that's what I was informed by Ben Stranahan of Stranahan Stranahan whiskey and Flying Dog beer, which you may have noticed was our sponsor.
Right. Yeah.
Ben played the corporate executive that holds the advertising movie or advertising meeting. The movie is about corruption and how it goes from the gutter to the top of the business chain, and it's all connected. And it's also a parody of Quentin Tarantino. Like Jamar Malachi Neighbors picked out his own character and wanted to, you know, everyone wanted to mock how many times this white movie maker drops the N-word, you know. Brothers be pissed. That's your word, right? It's not my word. Oh, I heard that.
Yeah, but we didn't invent it. But we didn't invent the word.
You know, I don't. No, it's not my word. No. In fact, I'd like to see it go, but you know,
Now,
Jamar, and oh gosh, I can't believe I've forgotten the gentleman who plays the gangster. He's so great. He's so loving. He actually he's an ex-gangster. He has bullet holes in his body. But they wanted to mock, you know, Quentin's N-word fetish. And I wanted to, you know, mock his his characters are so extreme. I love that about Quentin. And violence. Oh, S&M. Oh.
Hi, I'm GD Fenderson, certified forensic humorist and host of Done Way Past Funny. You've just watched my interview with actress and comedian Alice Croydon. Please join us as we continue our interview and bring a friend.